Hey yo, make some noise for the most cringe pre-show in all of Formula One history! It's the Miami Grand Prix of 2023! Welcome to Race Weekend Update. My name is Stacey Hewen, and these are the top stories from this week. LL Cool J announced all 20 drivers as if they were WWE wrestlers. Each driver's introduction was as stereotypical as you would expect. And American TV viewers reported that they haven't cringed this hard at something on live TV since The Office went off the air. The drivers all arrived this weekend looking like rich heirs who come from money and like to party, so not that much of a stretch. Alpine CEO Laurent Rossi called his team amateurish and unacceptable. As leader of that team, he proved the statement true simply by making it. Qualifying was incredibly exciting this weekend with a constantly evolving track and tight competition between all the cars on the track. This of course excludes rocket ships, as the Red Bulls demonstrated they had far more pace than any mere car on the track. Despite bringing 2 rocket ships to a car race, Red Bull only managed to qualify 1st and 9th. All because some sad boy musician's career is literally spinning out of control. The last 3 places at the end of the race were taken up by all 3 rookies, proving that there is no generational talent in this crop of new drivers. Fernando Alonso comfortably demonstrated that the Aston Martin is the second best car on the grid in his capable hands, while Lance Stroll demonstrated that Aston Martin will always underperform in the Constructors' Championship as long as one of their cars is in his capable hands. Despite the unexpected qualifying results, we had yet another podium with Verstappen, Perez, and Alonso. The unfortunate part is that Verperlo doesn't have quite the same ring to it as Hamverbot. Max was booed this weekend as the crowd clearly preferred Checo, proving that no matter how much Max wins, the one thing he can't win is the heart of the people. Hamilton was on the radio early in the race, consistently looking for reasons to give up, but Bono kept reassuring him that everything was fine and he should finish the race. A lot of people have been critical of this, but I think we can all relate to giving up when something isn't immediately easy. Lewis Hamilton ended up having a pretty good race, gaining 7 positions over the course of the Grand Prix, proving that he still got it. But what he couldn't prove is that what he's got is good enough to beat his teammate. George Russell ended up beating Hamilton once again in both qualifying and the race, taking his Mercedes to a 4th place finish, which is as impressive for George as it is embarrassing for Lewis. George Russell got on the radio to sing as he passed Carlos Sainz, proving that Charles Leclerc is the only musician on the grid. Speaking of his music, Charles Leclerc predicted that if he did write a song about this weekend, it would be depressing. Given how poorly qualifying and the race went for him, he can now add clairvoyance to his list of talents. Ferrari went from a front row lockout last year to a perfect 5/7 this year. For this week's poll, I asked if you listened to Charles Leclerc's song Oz 23 and how you felt about it. 31% of you liked it, 6% of you didn't like it, and 63% didn't listen to it at all. ROM NYC nailed public sentiment when they commented, how about instead of recording tracks, Leclerc focuses on staying on track. And for those of you who stuck around to the end, here's a spicy joke. Carlos Sainz is picking up penalties this year at the rate I assume Daniel Ricciardo is picking up venereal diseases during his year off. Roughly one every other weekend.